Anybody remember watching Kung Fu Panda and the teachings of becoming, or the basically the insane difficulty of trying to become a dragon warrior, a Kung Fu master? And today's video for tonight, for this weekend, is all about Po from Kung Fu Panda, the movie series. And it'll be awesome to see him take on characters like Leonardo. That's why I wanted to leave him on the screen for all these teachings, the martial arts and combat ability and so much more. He can take on the Ninja Turtles. That'll be a nice little showdown. So we're just gonna leave the Ninja Turtles on the screen throughout the video because they're the closest thing that we have, you know, for the secret scroll and the techniques of combat and so much more. But I hope you guys enjoyed this character request, and I have received multiple requests for this character, so I'm just now getting to this character and wanted to put him out for this weekend for someone different. Now, just something that I did not know before I get started, so I start talking about his backstory and all the ideas. I had so much fun putting him together. Hope you guys enjoy it. But I had no idea that DreamWorks owned Nickelodeon. I don't know if that's true, but some of you guys mentioned that in the stream chat. DreamWorks actually owns Nickelodeon, so maybe that means that's a good chance for him to probably get into the game, maybe potentially for advertisement purposes, maybe for the next Kung Fu Panda movie or a video game. I played one of the video games. It was actually one of the PlayStation Plus games, I think Legend of Legendary Showdown, something like that, if I have the title right. But it was one of the PlayStation Plus games that I played here on the channel, and it played similar. It played just like another platform fighter, but with Kung Fu Panda characters. So if you haven't seen it, definitely recommend checking it out. And one thing I'll do going towards the end of the video, I'll link the playlist so you guys know what I'm talking about. The Kung Fu Panda video game that I played. There's many others, but this one actually played like a separate platform fighter, similar to that Smash style gameplay. So you guys can check that out if you want to. But I didn't really watch all the Kung Fu Panda movies. So if you guys don't know who Po is, he's one of the main protagonists of the movie. He's the main protagonist and basically a giant panda who eventually became the champion of the Valley of Peace. And the Valley of Peace is basically the main setting of the movie, and that's how I ended up coming up with the idea of my stage. So I'm going to get into that soon. But in the beginning, Po was just a inexperienced, and he wasn't capable, and no one believed in his combat ability. He wasn't taken seriously, and he didn't even really believe in himself. He didn't have that inner confidence in himself and his ability. But he eventually, instead of just working at a noodle shop, he decided that he wanted to become a true warrior and really compete to try to become a Kung Fu master. And he ended up doing this by taking down Tai Lung. And then once he did this, once he was able to take him down, everyone believed in him, and they changed their opinion and their thoughts of him, and really instead of looking past him, they saw his true potential because he destroyed Tai Lung. So he then became a warrior and a Kung Fu master, or the main title, a dragon warrior. So that's who Po is, and a little bit of his backstory that I wanted to get into. And just like I always say, I love talking about these backstories, and even if I don't know too much about these characters, I'm doing the research to get to know these characters and introduce them to you guys for this series. So maybe if you haven't seen none of the movies, or if you're interested in checking it out, it's all by DreamWorks. These are all movies. I think it's 3 movies, Kung Fu Panda 1, 2, and 3, that I end up finding out and getting ideas from to form these different ideas. But now we're going to start talking about the stages, and only came up with maybe one main place. I'm going to mention another one. The Jade Palace is actually one of the stages from the video game that I was just describing, and it's many other this was just basically the main setting in China, and Jade Palace, or basically was the part of the Valley of Peace, it was set in China. And it consisted of the Furious Five. So I thought maybe if they can get the actual DLC character for Poe to be implemented in this game as a brand new character, or maybe part of a universe pack or an individual release, how they did Shredder and Garfield for this game, he can come out with Jade Palace, and as a little idea, they could have the Furious Five, who was also the other characters that were part of trying to become a Dragon Warrior, and they were being trained, and Poe ended up winning this competition or this tournament. And the other characters, the Furious Five, consisted of Tigress, Viper, Crane, Monkey, and Mantis. And then the Master himself, Master Shifu, who was also in the characters I mentioned. Some of those characters are actually playable in the game that I played, Legendary Showdown, the Legends of Legendary Showdown that I played. I thought this would be a nice little idea that they can implement for the Jade Palace with the same DLC pack with Poe. Have those characters in the background, and it could pay tribute to the movie in the Furious Five. Why not have the Furious Five in the background watching and looking on during the fight at the Jade Palace? See what I'm saying? So I thought this would be a nice little place. And another potential space that a potential stage that I thought of and found from doing some research, the Wudang Mountains, a small mountain range located in the Valley of Peace. So this could be an open field to battle on, but I'm gonna scrap that stage. I didn't want to really add that in, so that was just something that I have added as another one. But I think the Jade Palace would be more ideal, considering the fact that everything went down there in this special tournament, or this competition went down at the Jade Palace, and it was a special spot. It's definitely the greatest location for the movie, the main setting. So if anything, I would add Jade Palace, but I'm still going to put it listed in the description for the stages. But Jade Palace with Poe is definitely a better idea to come out with him. So onto the costumes. I got this from the Kung Fu Panda 2 and 3 movies, doing some research. He had a straw hat, and he wore a cape. It was his Dragon Warrior skin, and I think this is actually one of the playable skins that you can get in the actual game that I referenced. That was another platform fighter with Kung Fu Panda characters. You can play as the Dragon Warrior Poe in the game itself. So I thought this could be something that he can wear. Dragon Warrior skin or Dragon Warrior Poe could be a paid DLC, similar to how they have this one for Genie. If they're going to add one skin for him, it can be his Dragon Warrior outfit, or maybe the player can switch between the Dragon Warrior cape or just the whole sort of outfit or the cosmetic itself. You can wear the straw hat, or you can take it off of him and you can still wear the cape. So I thought that would be something cool. And since his eyes are green, why not be able to change up his eye color for Poe when he's on the character selection screen, similar to how you can see with Zem. See, you can't really see his eyes. You can change up his eye color to match his fur change, fur and eye color variations that I came up with, so the player can be able to switch between them. So outside of that outfit and maybe that straw hat, makes me think of Aang a little bit. See, Poe is gonna have something similar to this. See how what Aang is wearing? It looks something almost identical to that, but see how it's only just a hat? Poe is gonna have that dragon skin or that Dragon Warrior outfit that he wears to go along with the straw hat. So it's gonna look something like this. Almost forgot that he has something like this just for his hat. See, it can look something like this too, but he doesn't have that design. But it's gonna be the closest to Aang's outfit, so let's just keep this up. But it's gonna look something like this with the straw hat, and then he has a different set of gear, because all they did was change Aang and put a little hat on him. That's it. But they can change it up, and the player can switch. You can rock the straw hat, or you can just the straw hat by itself, and then or you can take the cape off, and you can switch his eye color up to match, and it can be different colors. So that's just some ideas for alternate costumes. It's not just in the video game, but it's also from the movies for his Dragon Warrior skin or Dragon Warrior Poe. But now, so Taunts and animations, his his most iconic sort of quote, Skadoosh, when he was battling let's see, when he was battling Shin from Kung Fu Panda 2. You can even check out the clip. He said Skadoosh. That'll be really cool for a nice little taunt. Or maybe when you run into him in the arcade, it'll be a nice little dialogue. But I have some other ones too. But he said this when he threw the cannonballs back at Shin in Kung Fu Panda 2, the movie. Shin was trying to kill him. He was just firing cannonballs at him, and he was able to dodge. He was doing some fancy dodges, and that also gave me an idea of what he can do for his moveset that I'm going to get into in just a little bit. So Skadoosh could be some kind of nice little quote that he can do, or he could say it during the arcade. And then some other ones that he says, "My fists hunger for justice." And then some arcade quotes that I just to add on to it, he could say, "Enough talk." And just in that dialogue bubble, so when we run into a character before the fight starts, "Enough talk, let's fight. SHA-SHA BOOEY." And then from the movie, he says, "I love Kung Fu." It'll be really iconic to reference the show for the developers to get these quotes in. And then, "Get ready to feel the thundah." And then just another little quick taunt. Outside his quotes, Poe could do his fighter stance from the movie, so when he's ready to battle you, he can just do that little iconic stance. That could be a nice quick taunt. Because I don't think anyone has a fighter stance. They don't take a fighter stance as a little taunt. They just do emotes. Like Lincoln Law, he'll brush his shoulders up. So it'll be nice to see some of these things implemented for some of his taunts and animations. But his best iconic quote, "Skadoosh." It could be something. And he says that from the movie. But those are the taunts and animations I came up with. They can add so much more. And let me know what you guys think. So I have those listed as well. But now I wanted to make a moveset to fit the character for Poe's ability. I think he's gonna have a lot of moves. I didn't look up the game too much. I was looking at some of the moves that he was doing in the game, so I wanted to at least change it or make it sound similar to the game and what he actually would do in the movie and the video game itself from watching and playing the game itself. But see how I mentioned how he was able to dodge those cannonballs that Shin was trying to shoot at him to kill him in Kung Fu Panda 2. I came up with Super Panda Reflexes just to get his moveset started. So Poe can use his agility and fancy maneuvers to avoid all physical damage and projectiles. So it doesn't matter if you shoot like a blast at him with Danny Phantom or one of those slingshot projectiles, a pie that a lot of people spam with Garfield. He'll be able to dodge everything that you throw at him. You want to shoot some lasers with Jenny, he gonna dodge those too. You want to throw a pizza at him with Michelangelo, make mine a double. Just so you say, he's gonna dodge that too. You want to blow a bubble with SpongeBob, he gonna dodge that too. All the rocks that you can fire, hyper corrosive krypton. With Powder Toast Man, he gonna dodge everything that you can throw at him for a limited amount of time with his Super Panda Reflexes. So that way the player cannot use it every time. So his Super Panda Reflexes, he actually does some fancy maneuvers and dodges in against Shin with his fight against him, fight to the death, and Kung Fu Panda 2. So it'll be awesome for him to see this, to do this in the game. It'll be nice. And a ground pound is his next move. His aerial move, he actually does this in a video game because I played it, but this would be really realistic to be added into his moveset. So Poe can crush the enemy from above with force. So, you know, from the area, he'll just drop you. He can try to use a ground pound, almost like Super Mario. But it's going to be different because whether or not he hits you, I came up with another idea with the shockwaves implementation. Whether or not he hits you, as soon as his butt hits the ground, he's going to create some massive shockwaves across the field. So whether or not he hits you successfully, so anybody that's around him, or you're just focusing on one person that has the most damage, a percentage, he can still be able to hit them, and then the others that's on the field that are distracted, so distracted with one another, he can hit them too. with the massive shockwaves from his ground pound. Rolling Panda, a running attack, a little fancy running attack that I came up with to reference the video game. And not even just that, characters like Kuma and Panda from Tekken, I got this move from. So it helped me come up with this idea, because it's actually one of their moves. It's not a running attack for Kuma. I don't think it was in Tekken. Kuma and Panda, the two bear characters from the Tekken fighting game, but he actually did this in the Legends Showdown game, where he can roll towards the enemy. But I came up with it as a running attack where he can knock the enemy back for his own little unique move. Now, some of his abilities, a nice little ability I came up with. I came up with Dragon Spirit, and I came up with two actual abilities for Poe. I hope you guys like these. Dragon Spirit. So since he's the new Dragon Warrior, he's the official Dragon Warrior and a Kung Fu Master, he can channel his inner hidden strength as the Dragon Warrior to temporarily increase his attack power. So he'll have that Dragon Spirit, and it can give him like a gold aura. See how Shredder has like purple, and so when he's charged up, and it boosts the attacks of his strongs. It'll make everything for Poe, his light and strong attacks. No matter what he's using, it'll make his attack stronger, even his light attacks, just for his base attack power with Dragon Spirit. So he can have that gold aura from similar to the Kung Fu Panda movies. I can really visually see that being into this game. So that's why I came up with that. And another ability, special ability for him, inner peace. So Poe can find inner peace within himself from within to drastically begin healing his wounds per second. So a healing ability. So I don't really give this to a lot of other characters. I thought this would be something unique for him, you know, something to buff his attack power, and then he can heal himself maybe from meditating, with a meditation state with inner peace. So he can heal himself every second that passes. So you don't want to stand here and let him recover. You want to go over there and, you know, stay aggressive on him and keep the pressure on him so he can't really try to recover. But then when he gets some distance from you, maybe the player can actually take the time to use this ability every now and then. Some light attacks. Panda Fu. I didn't just a little goofy name. Panda Fu strikes or Kung Fu strikes. I don't want to call it that. But Poe can show off some of his Kung Fu techniques as the newest Dragon Warrior and the champion with a series of 2 punches, and he can do like a roundhouse kick to finish you, or some kind of karate kick. It's gonna be it's gonna be great. So he can have that as a little quick light attack combo. Somehow Jenny has a couple on two strikes, and then she'll hit you with a blast with her from her hands. Poe is gonna hit you with a couple punches, and then he'll hit you with a roundhouse kick, and it can do some good amount of damage for some little bit of light attack combos. Now, to reference the movie in Kung Fu Panda, Poe was trying to check out the Dragon Warrior Trials, which was the tournament. And if you complete the Dragon Warrior Trials, you become a Dragon Warrior, and you can prove yourself. And he couldn't get in because the gate was closed. So he used a fireworks chair to try to launch himself in. It wasn't originally going to work. It wasn't working for him in the beginning, but in the movie of Kung Fu Panda, to get in, he used this technique, his little idea, a goofy idea of using a fireworks chair to launch himself into the warrior trials. He can use the power of his fireworks chair that he used in the movie to launch himself back into the stage. So I thought that'd be a very unique, a great movie reference to the series of Kung Fu Panda. And I don't want to just come up with something basic. I wanted to really do some research, and there's even a clip of it that you guys can check out too, when he uses the fireworks chair to get into the dragon trials, or the warrior trials, to be able to compete and be a part of the tournament against the other Furious 5. See what I'm saying? So the fireworks chair will be the perfect recovery move. No one really has something like that. Like Ren and Stimpy, they just jump up. But no one is riding a rocket. He can ride his fireworks chair to get back into the stage. And you can angle it. I was trying to think of there was some kind of, it was Diddy Kong. That's what it was. Diddy Kong from Super Smash Bros. He used those jetpacks, those barrels of jetpacks. You can angle it. You can go straight up with Diddy Kong. If you guys know what I'm talking about, Diddy Kong could angle his recovery special to get into the fight or get back in. You can go straight up, or you can go diagonally, or you can go down, or go horizontal. So you don't get that. So it can work similar to how Diddy Kong uses his special. I was also going to say Lucas, because you have to angle that PK Thunder and get him from behind to get him to launch. But it's not. I don't think it's going to work like that. I think it'll be better for the developers to implement it similar to Diddy Kong's special from Super Smash Bros. I think he had that in Super Smash Bros. Brawl from the Wii. I forgot what his special is. His recovery is now in Ultimate, but I don't think it's the same one. But it can work something similar to that, where you can angle his fireworks chair, or where you want to go. You want to go straight up, or if you can go diagonally. So I think that'll be a perfect way for them to implement his recovery. So those are my ideas for Poe. I really had fun with this, and just again, I had no idea that DreamWorks owned Nickelodeon, so maybe they can probably get him into this game and consider him for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. But let me know what you guys think about these ideas. I had fun with this request, and just in a matter of seconds, you guys should be able to see the playlist for the game that I used to help me come up with some of my ideas, and then for the game, because it's an actual platform fighter with Kung Fu Panda characters. I had fun playing that game too, so it's really fun. It was a PlayStation Plus game. But let me know what y'all think for this particular character, and what you guys think of Kung Fu Panda.